See, once I'll share the screen now.
Paper
131. Niharika,
Yes, sir.
screen is visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All of you open your notebooks and just to write what is the difference between sway frame and a non-sway frame. See, generally already you know that frame is a combination of beams as well as columns. Okay, and here we have a two types of frames. One is sway frame, other one is non-sway frame. It means in this sway frame we will find the deflection value. Deflection value. Here the deflection is not equal to 0. Here we will have a some deflection value. What is the value of deflection means that will find out based on the given problem. Okay, and in the non-sway, here deflection is 0. Suppose if he given in the problem, if he given the deflection value, then we can take that value of deflection. Otherwise deflection is always 0 in the non-sway frame. Why? Because here the non-sway frame means it is a symmetrical structure. Symmetrical structure. Here the sway frame is unsymmetrical structure. Unsymmetrical. So you can name it as structure or else unsymmetrical loading, unsymmetrical support, unsymmetrical vertical member length, whatever it may be. If it is in unsymmetrically, if the condition is in unsymmetrically, then it is sway frame. And if it is the symmetrical point of view, then it is a non-sway frame. But okay, everything is fine. Sway frame, non-sway frame, okay. But how to identify whether given frame is sway frame or else non-sway frame? That is important. See, I'll give one example. I will give one example. See here, both structures are same. Okay. Once you can observe this structure, and here the load is acting, and this is also a structure. Okay, but here there is no load. Okay, no problem. And here the flexural rigidity or else moment of inertia, whatever it may be, I'll take moment of inertia I, and here also I, and here it is 2I. Okay, and here I 2I. See, just listen carefully. In these two diagrams, which one is the sway frame, which one is the non-sway frame? That is important. Can anyone tell me the answer? And what is the reason behind it? What about the first diagram? What about second diagram? In these two diagrams, which one is the non-sway frame? Which one is the sway frame? See, very difficult, na? So, I'll tell you the 4 conditions. First of all, I'll tell the 4 conditions. Based on that conditions, you need to answer me. Here, the first condition. Here, the first condition is check for symmetrical loading. Okay, check for symmetrical loading. Next, second one, check for symmetrical EI, that is flexural rigidity, or else only I, that is moment of inertia, is given. Next, the third condition is check for vertical member length. Vertical member length. Next, fourth one, check for symmetrical supports. Check for symmetrical supports. Okay, so these four are the main conditions. After that, we'll see other condition. But first complete this four condition. See now, all the students first observe these two diagrams. Observe these two diagrams and check these four conditions. Okay, here there is a four conditions. Suppose in these four conditions, these four conditions are satisfied. These four, all of you note down this point. These four conditions are satisfied. Satisfied. Then it is a non-sway frame. Okay, is it clear? If the four conditions are satisfied, then it is non-sway frame. It means in this non-sway frame, our deflection delta is always zero. Always zero. Suppose if he given in the problem that is some joint to B sinks by 10 mm, joint to C sinks by 20 mm, like that, we need to take the delta value. Otherwise, if he not given any kind of deflection value, then in the non-sway frame, your delta is always zero. Okay, this is our first condition. What is the first condition? If the four conditions are satisfied, then it is non-sway frame. In that, deflection is always zero. Deflection is always zero. Why? Because if these four conditions are satisfied, then it is automatically a symmetrical structure. So in the symmetrical structure, we don't get the deflection values. Always zero. Next, in the second case, remember this second case, in these four conditions, at least one condition also not satisfied. One condition also not satisfied. Not satisfied. In these four conditions, any one condition is not satisfied, then it is sway frame. Then it is sway frame. It means we will have some delta value. We will have some delta value here. So at the end of problem, we'll find out what is the delta value. What is the delta value? See, in the sway frame problems, delta value, he will not give delta value, but we need to find out the delta value. How much deflection is acting that particular point? How much deflection is acting that particular point? So we will find at the end of the problematic. Okay, no problem. So these two are the main case. If the four conditions are satisfied, then it is non-sway frame. In these four, any one condition is not satisfied, automatically it is the sway frame. It is the sway frame. Okay, now check these two diagrams. Check these two diagrams. After that, tell me which one is the non-sway frame, which one is the sway frame. Can anyone please? See here, how to observe this diagram means you need to observe two columns. After that, you need to observe beam separately. Columns separately, beam separately. Again, symmetrical means don't compare all beams and columns. You need to compare as well as column one side. Next one is the beam. That's it. Okay, I'll tell you answer. See, in the first diagram, see, first condition is check for symmetrical loading. Symmetrical loading. It means suppose here one load is acting maybe 100 kilonewton. Just imagine, for example, I am talking about only first diagram. After that, we will see second diagram. Okay. So in the first diagram, here the load is acting 100 kilonewton. Okay. Is it clear? Now, first step is check for symmetrical loading. See, here 100 kilonewton is acting. Symmetrical loading means same load also act at the right side also. But here we don't have any kind of load in the right side. Okay. So this is not satisfied. First condition is not satisfied. This is not a symmetrical loading. This is not a symmetrical loading. Here we have only left side is having 100 kilonewton, but we don't have right side load. So first condition is not satisfied. Next, second is check for symmetrical EI or I is given. See, if you take this is A, B, C, D. How to compare EI or I? That is, first you need to check AB is column. Okay. Next, CD is column. Here BC is beam. Okay. Now you need to check first column. There is a two columns and we have a only single beam. So that is doesn't matter, but you need to compare only AB and BC. Here AB moment of inertia is I, CD moment of inertia is I. So check for symmetrical EI or given is satisfied. Okay, that is satisfied. Next, third one is check for vertical member length. Vertical member length. See, A to B, suppose it is a 5 meter, and C to D, it is also, see, same level. So the third point also satisfied. Next, check for symmetrical supports. See, in this first diagram we have a two supports are available. If you take point A, it is fixed support. If you take point D, this is also fixed support. It means both side having fixed support. It means check for symmetrical supports also satisfied. See, just now we have checked 4 conditions. In these 4 conditions, only 3 conditions satisfied, 1 condition not satisfied. 1 condition not satisfied. It means that type of structure is called as a sway frame structure. Okay. See, 1 is not satisfied. So obviously it is sway frame. Sway frame. Now, coming to the second diagram. In the second diagram, first check for symmetrical loading. It means A, B, C, D. Okay. Check for symmetrical loading. See, if you take A to B, if you take C to D, we don't have any loads. So automatically it is a symmetrical loading only. It means, suppose if there is no load, means A to B it is having 0 kilonewton, C to D also it is having 0 kilonewton. So check for symmetrical loading is satisfied. Check for symmetrical loading is satisfied. Next, check for symmetrical EI or I is given. Here, A to B column moment of inertia is I, C to D column moment of inertia is I. So, second condition is satisfied. Second condition is satisfied. Now, check for vertical member length. Suppose this is a 10 meter and this is also 10 meter. See here, same level. It is the same level. The member length is same level. So A to B it is 10 meter. C to D also it is 10 meter. So obviously it is also satisfied. Check for vertical member length also satisfied. No problem. Now check for symmetrical supports. Check for symmetrical supports. That is, if you take point A, it is fixed support. If you take point to D, it is also fixed support. It means the given diagram we have a 2 supports. That 2 supports are also fixed supports. So the fourth condition also satisfied. See, in this diagram, second diagram, all the 4 conditions are satisfied. All the 4 conditions are satisfied. So this type of structure is called as a non-sway frame structure. Okay, non-sway frame structure. Okay, now one more example. Same diagram you can take. See, other than these 4 conditions, and what are the conditions we have? Other than these 4 conditions, see, generally, if you take the first diagram, this is our first diagram. Here some load is acting, W. Okay. Now, see, just listen carefully. This is a sway frame structure, because here we have a one horizontal load. So due to this horizontal load, here column A to B and column C to D will get some deflection. See how to get your deflection? Like this. Okay. Now here, so due to that load only, due to this W will get deflection in the C to D column also. Okay. See, this is your deflection. See, the deflection will affect only in the columns, because the load is acting to the column. So here this value is delta and this value is delta. You can give the symbol delta, this one, or else This one, no problem. It means this column will deflect like this. This column will deflect like this. A to B column will deflect like this, and C to D column will deflect like this. But here BC is the beam. BC is the beam, but there is no change. There is no change in the beam. There is no change and there is no deflection in the beam. There is no change and there is no deflection in the beam. See here, beam is B to C and column is A to B is column, and here this one also C to D is column. We have a deflection only in the columns. We don't get deflection in the beams. Remember this point. Okay. And see how to control this deflection now. That is important. How to control, how to resist that deflection. That is important here. See other example. See, now I am telling you other than that 4 conditions. Other than that 4 conditions. See, I have so many example problems are there with me. So many examples are with me. So same structure A, B, C, D. And moment of inertia, everything is okay. Now, what is my question? My question is how to control. See, due to this load we'll get our deflection, but my question is how to control. How to control, that is my question. Or else how to resist. How to resist. That is, suppose here one load is acting. If you want to give other load, then the structure is resist. Okay, the structure is resist. It means due to this load, here the left load is equal to right side load. L is equal to R. Then it is a symmetrical structure. So we can control by applying of both loads, left side as well as right side. Both side. Okay. Suppose here we don't have any load. We don't have any load. But how to control that structure? How to control that structure? Or else how to resist that structure? So one more example here. See, I am not applying any loads on the right side. But how to control here? That is, load is acting W. Okay. Now here one more example, that is how to control or how to resist. That is, here give any kind of support. Here give any kind of support, whether it may be a fixed or else hinge support. Whether it is a fixed support or else hinge support, and we can give roller support also, but how to give that roller support I'll explain later. First let me complete here. See, the left side load is acting, but the right side we have a one fixed support. Okay, one fixed support. See how many reactions are acting for fixed support. Totally 3 reactions are acting: vertical movement and horizontal. Here vertical movement, it is not required here, but other one is horizontal reaction. For fixed support, we have a 3 reactions. Forget about vertical movement, and we have a other reaction is horizontal. Now, so due to this horizontal reaction, see the load is moving right side direction. Right side direction. See, the load is in left side, but it is moving right side direction. Right side direction. So, definitely we will have some deflection here. But due to deflection, we need to control that deflection. So, for that purpose, I am indicating one fixed support here. I am applying one fixed support here. So for this fixed support, I have a one reaction, that is horizontal reaction. See, the reaction is in right side generally, but it is moving a left side. It is moving left side. Now here, L is equal to R. L is equal to R. So this type also we can control the deflection. This type also we can control the deflection. Now if you take hinge support, hinge also we have a one vertical and horizontal, so no problem. But same structure, once see here, if I give roller support, if I give roller support here, now tell me if the roller support is satisfied or not. So for the roller support, this is the first example, and same roller support, second example. Second example. Here load is acting. Now tell me, which one is control our deflection here? Either first diagram or second diagram. Come on, tell me. Here students, very easy. See, roller support is having only one vertical reaction. You know answer, but you are not opening your mouth. Which one?
Second one.
Yes, exactly. So second one is the satisfied. So it will control our deflection. How? Why not first diagram? Why second diagram? See, your roller first of all check the roller support direction. This is our direction, and in this direction we will have a one vertical support. But here the load is horizontal direction. In the left side the load is horizontal direction, but here the support is acting here, but due to that support it is having vertical reaction. It is having vertical reaction. So this is not control the deflection. This is not control the deflection. Suppose if you take the second diagram, your roller support in this direction. So here we will have a one reaction. So that reaction is in this direction. In this direction. Now the load is acting left side. So due to that load we need to control. So due to control we'll get one support reaction in the right side. Now L is equal to R. So this is the one of the best example. So like that you need to take so many examples. Okay, first to check that 4 conditions. Other than 4 conditions, you need to check the supports also, whether given support will control the deflection or not. You need to check the supports also. Not only that 4 conditions. Again, you need to check the supports also. Okay. All of you take a screenshot up to here. All of you take the screenshot. And in the non-sway problems are very easy. Already we have done 3 problems in the continuous beam. Same way we can calculate in the non-sway also. Same way. There is no changes. Each and every point is same in the non-sway problem. Each and every point is same. But in the sway frame, somewhat difficult. It is a lengthy process. Okay. Next. See, in my point of view, all of you note down this point. 99% of the chances will give in the non-sway only. 99% of the chances will give non-sway only in your external point of view. Maybe 1%. Suppose if he wants to give your paper is very hard, then he can give sway in your external exam. But 99% of the chances only non-sway. See, sway also easy, no problem, but it is a lengthy process. Full lengthy process. At least it will take, if full problem, at least it will take 2.5 to 3 hours in the sway. At least it will take full problem 2.5 to 3 hours. So maximum this type of problems will not give in the external point of view. Non-sway. Okay, leave the topic. Just listen carefully and remember what are the conditions we have discussed in the previous problems. Just remember that conditions. That's it. Here, analyze the frame shown in below figure by using of slope deflection method and draw bending moment diagram. Okay, this is given question. Analyze the frame shown in below figure by slope deflection method. Draw bending moment diagram. Next, what is the given diagram here? This is given diagram. A, and here it is B, here it is C, here it is D. Okay. Here B to C. What is the given load here? B to C, 40 kilonewton per meter. Okay. 40 kilonewton per meter, and A to B length is, that is vertical member length. A to B is 4 meter and C to D vertical member length is also 4 meter, and B to C beam length is 6 meter. Okay, now given moment of inertia A to B is I, C to D is I, and B to C beam is 2i is 2i. Okay, this is given diagram. Now in this given diagram, what is the first step in the slope deflection method? Already you know that first step in the slope deflection method is find out fixed end moments. Fixed end moments. Fixed end moments. This is the first step. Already you know that the various formulas we are having in the fixed end moments. Okay. See, first span is AB. First is AB, next reverse BA. Next is BC, reverse CB. Next is CD, reverse DC. Okay. See, first of all, identify given frame is which type of frame. See, one more important point, in your external exam point of view, he won't ask given frame is sway or non-sway. You only identify what is the given frame here. He won't ask analyze the sway frame, analyze the non-sway frame. He won't ask such type of questions. He'll ask only analyze the frame. That's it. But you only think about whether it is a sway frame or else non-sway frame. We have a 4 important conditions. First one is check for symmetrical loading. It means A to B we don't have any load, so no problem. C to D we don't have any load, so no problem. It means first of all you need to compare only column loads, because here we have a only single beam, B to C only single beam. So no problem, B to C is no problem. But we have a 2 columns, AB 1 column, CD 1 column. So by the AB, by the CD, we don't have any load. So first condition is satisfied, no problem. Second condition is check for symmetrical EI or I is given. If you take A to B, it is I. If you take C to D, it is I. So it is also satisfied. Okay. Next, what is the third one? Check for vertical member length. Vertical member length. It means AB is the vertical, CD is the vertical. If you take BC, that is horizontal. But here the third main condition is check for vertical member length. Here AB is 4 meter, CD also 4 meter. It is also satisfied. Next, fourth condition, check for symmetrical supports. Check for symmetrical supports. It means if you take point A, it is fixed support. If you take point to D, it is also fixed support. So it is satisfied. Totally 4 conditions are satisfied. So it is the non-sway frame. It is the non-sway frame. It means in the non-sway frame, the deflection is 0. In the non-sway frame, deflection is 0. Okay, is it clear? Don't confuse here. First of all, given frame. First of all, identify the given frame. After that, if it is non-sway frame, immediately you can keep delta as a 0. That's it. So it is the non-sway frame. So first one is fixed end moments. Here M, F, it means fixed end moment for AB. Next, fixed end moment for BA. Next, fixed end moment for BC. Fixed end moment for CB. Next, fixed end moment for CD. Fixed end moment for DC. Now, first is AB and BA. AB and BA. See, we have some formulas. If it is UDL, then the formula is minus WL square by 12, WL square by 12. If it is a central point load, then the formula is minus WAB square by L square, WA square B by L square. So based on given load, we have some different formulas. Okay. Now, first one is fixed end moment for AB as well as BA. If you take AB and BA, we don't have any kind of load. See, from A to B, any load is acting, whether it may be a UDL, whether it may be a central point load or else eccentric point load. We don't have any kind of load in between A to B or else B to A. So directly, without load, we don't have any formulas. Without load, we don't have any formulas. So directly, I can write it as 0, 0. Okay. If any load is acting in between the A to B, then I have some formulas. But in between A to B, I don't have any load. So simply I can write it as 0. Next, coming to the B to C, C to B, it means fixed end moment for BC, fixed end moment for CB. We have a uniformly distributed load, UDL. So what is the UDL formula? Minus WL square by 12, WL square by 12. Minus WL square by 12 and MFCB is WL square by 12. Now, given load for BC is 40 kilonewton per meter and L square, given span of BC is 6 square by 12. What is the value? All of you calculate that value. Next, 40 into 6 square by 12. What is the value? Tell me. One is minus 120 kilonewton meter. Here it is 120 kilonewton meter. Okay. Next, coming to the MFCD, MFDC. It means MFCD, fixed end moment for C to D, fixed end moment for D to C. See, if you observe C to D, in between C to D, we don't have any kind of loads. So simply, I can write it as 0. Suppose if there is any load is acting means I have a formulas. See, there is no load. Without load, how can I substitute given formulas? So it is not impossible. Okay. So MFAB is 0, MFBA is 0, MFCD is 0, MFDC is 0. But we have only the fixed end moments for MFBC as well as MFCB. Why? Because the BC span as well as CB span having uniformly distributed load. See, this is our first step. Already you know that the first step is common for all fixed end moments. Now, what is the second step here? Second step, that is apply slope deflection equation. See, already you know that each and every formula, very simple. Just you can substitute all the formulas here. That's it. Don't waste your time. Don't waste my time also. I'll write my formula directly. MAB is equal to, so A to B span means it's a fixed end moment for MFAB plus 2EI by L and 2 theta A plus theta B minus 3 delta by L. Okay. Now, see, we are calculating A to B. So A to B, check for support. Here, it is a fixed support. A is the fixed support. So slope at A is 0. Okay. Is it clear? Already you know that the conditions, what are the conditions we have in slope deflection method. Next, D also fixed support, so slope at D is equal to 0. Okay, the condition, the end support is fixed support, then the slope is that particular point is 0. See, other than fixed support, we have a hinge support, roller support. But in the hinge support, roller support, the slope is not equal to 0. We have a some slope value. We have a some slope value. Okay. Now, write down here, theta A is 0 because it is fixed. And as well as delta is also 0. Why? Because it is the non-sway frame. Already we discussed previously what is the difference between sway frame and non-sway frame. In the non-sway frame, your deflection is always 0 for all points, not a single points. For all points, your deflection is 0. Now, see, it is 0 and it is also 0. Already you know that MFAB value, substitute that value. See, you are not a kids. Each and every point I can't tell you. Just to substitute the values. Then you will get MAB equation. Give one equation. Next, MAB completed. Next, reverse. MBA. That is MFBA plus 2EI by L. First term is B, so twice theta B, plus second term is A, so just theta A minus 3 delta by L. Okay, here also B to A, already you know that slope at A is 0, so it is 0 and delta is 0. Delta is 0. Now, substitute values in this equation, then you will get number 2. Number 2, that's it. Next, MBC, that is fixed end moment for BC plus 2EI by L. First term is B, so twice theta B. Second term is C plus theta C minus 3 delta by L. 3 delta by L. Here delta is 0. Here delta is 0, but theta B will get some value, theta C will get some value, because here B and C are not, remember this point, are not end supports. So B and C are the intermediate support. So we will have some slope values. We will have some slope values at B and C. Okay, up to here clear? Next, here don't confuse, because MFBC already you know that what is the value of MFBC? It is minus 20. It is minus 20 plus, see, in this point don't confuse ma. Why? Because (132) Gauss, (17) Ashrita,
Yes, sir.
are you following or not?
Following, sir.
Okay. 18 Shivakanta,
Yes, sir.
following or not?
Following, sir.
Yeah. See here in the BC span, don't confuse. Why? Because first of all, you need to observe given diagram. In the given diagram, A to B moment of inertia is I. So no problem. We can keep like this only. C to D moment of inertia is I. So no problem. But in the BC span, our moment of inertia is 2I. Our moment of inertia is 2I. It means MBC is equal to MFBC plus 2EI by L into 2 theta B plus theta C minus 3 delta by L. So here 2EI up to here. Okay. Next, in place of I, in the span of BC, given moment of inertia is 2I by span of BC is 6 meter into 2 theta B plus theta C. 2 theta B plus theta C. See here, each and every problem, not only this problem, each and every problem, sometimes he will give I or else 2I. If I given means no problem. We can keep 2EI is directly. Suppose if he giving 2I, then in place of I substitute 2I. Suppose if he give 3I, in place of I just substitute 3I. Sometimes he will give directly EI. On that time no problem. Sometimes he will give 2EI. So on that time 2 into, in place of EI substitute 2EI. Suppose sometimes he will give 3EI. In place of EI just substitute 3I. So at finally I am saying you, each and every problem you need to check whether the moment of inertia, whether the flexural rigidity is given or not given. You need to check that one also. Don't confuse there. Okay. Now all of you calculate this equation, then it is third equation. Now BC completed, next reverse CB, that is MF CB plus 2EI by L into 2 theta B plus theta C minus 3 delta by L. Here it is 0. Here it is 0. Now already we know that MFCB value, that is 120 plus 2E into moment of inertia is given 2I. BC is equal to CB. Okay. Next MCB. All of you calculate this equation, then you will get one equation, that is number 4. That is number 4. Here CB completed. Next one CD, that is MFCD plus 2EI by L 2 theta C, not A, 2 theta C, because first term is C, so twice theta C, plus second term is D, theta D, minus 3 delta by L. Minus 3 delta by L. Now once again you need to observe C to D and D to C. Here C to D given moment of inertia is I, so no problem. Next, at point D we have a fixed support. It means slope at D is equal to 0. Slope at D is equal to 0. So here theta D is 0 because it is fixed, and delta is 0 because non-sway. 0 and it is 0. Next, remaining terms substitute as usual, then you will get one equation, that is number 5. Okay. Next, MDC is equal to mf dc plus 2ei by L. First term is D. So twice theta D plus second term is C. So theta C minus 3 delta by L. Here delta is 0 and theta D is 0. Remaining you can write as usual, and whatever the values we have just substitute here. Then you will get MDC. Equation number 6. Equation number 6. See, in last 3 problems we have done in the continuous beam. This is frame. That's it. There is no change. Each and every point is same. Each and every condition is same. See, continuous beam is equal to non-sway frame. Okay? Same step, same formula, same, everything is same. So here the continuous beam is equal to non-sway frame. After completion of the 6th equation, again we have a joint equilibrium equation. In this given diagram, take joint B, take joint C. All of you take the screenshot here, and these equations all of you do in your homework. That is your homework problem. All of you do in your homes, okay? Very simple. Whatever the values we got in previously, just substitute here. That's it. Then you will get MAB first equation, MBA second equation, etc. etc. Okay? Yes.